Welcome back, all my little devil fruities. It's
Oh no, devil fruities.
it's the Devil Fruit Podcast.
We gotta do a poll for
that
that.
does not become the thing.
Woo! Hey, that's up to them.
Yes.
So,
God. So I need to start.
yeah,
I need to
out the
start.
gate.
I have a hot take on LaCroix.
All right, let's hear it.
Here's my
Let's
thoughts
hear
on
it.
LaCroix.
Defeat the bourgeoisie.
Yes, for all you LaCroix guys out there, before
How
you
many
say
are there?
humbug to me, give this a test. I think LaCroix has a super strong scent to it. Like if you smell LaCroix, it smells delicious. It has this like strong aroma, and then you drink it, and the flavor just isn't there. So here are my thoughts. I think it's like 70% of taste is smell. And I think that LaCroix just has a strong smell and no taste besides sparkling water, and that's the catch.
Oh, you think like that's literally all they do is they
I
take
think it's-
that and then throw
It's
some
just
scented-
aromatics.
some
Yeah, I think it's
aromatics in there?
all aroma stuff.
That's actually probably
This is
that's likely. I don't know. Yeah.
This is probably a deep set conspiracy that Ethan just unlocked, and
Yes.
if by next week he's dead, then we'll
There's
know
a man
it's
at my
true.
window right now.
Dude, don't do that to me. I'll
He's
make
got
you
a.
scared.
There's a man at his window right now. He's in a SWAT uniform, except it's got a little patch that says LaCroix.
Yeah.
Oh man.
These are my hot takes. Thank you.
These are Ethan's weekly hot takes. Ba-dam, bam, bam.
Oh, let's
All
make
right.
that weekly. Let's do that.
All right.
I got enough.
He's got him. as he takes a fucking swig.
Swig.
All
Oh
right,
my
so
goodness.
now Parasyte, the Maxim, episodes 9 through 12. I gotta say, this fucking show just keeps dialing it up
Yes.
every fucking section that we've watched.
Guys,
I'm expecting it to be like, all right, this is still good, but it's like, you know, just at this level, and then like just shit just happens, you know?
this is the
Why?
first anime since Dragon Ball Super that's gotten me to stand. Like, I'm sitting home alone watching the anime, and I had to stand up in episode 10 when he goes up to the roof with that rock. I did.
Dude,
I was
yeah,
like, what
yeah.
is about to happen?
I keep waiting for the
God.
letdown, and it like
hasn't
James
let
said,
down
it-
yet.
Yeah, it keeps it turns in ways that I don't expect it to.
No, like
and I like it.
I genuinely was like, okay, so we got the fucking girl like that's going after Shimada, and that's what we were at episode 8. And then we go back into that, and I'm thinking, okay, so she's gonna do some stupid ass shit, and she's gonna get killed. That's like as far as my brain was taking that. And then what actually happens is she almost gets killed from being a fucking idiot, but
Yeah.
then instead she actually throws some like, what was it that she threw on him?
I was trying to figure that out.
It was paint thinner.
Paint
It was
thinner.
paint thinner.
So she throws
So,
this
like,
fucking paint
yeah.
thinner on him as he's like
Which
in his Parasyte mode,
Oh,
and
it's genius.
and like he gets so discombobulated from his like paint thinner burn injuries that his body refuses to go out of attack mode, and it just starts slaughtering kids. And I was like, this is the last thing I expected to happen.
Yes.
I did not expect just like a scene of just like, oh, high schoolers, they're all dead.
I
Just
think
fuck
I
you.
think it
like,
was especially surprising because they had the guy who intruded on the school earlier in the episode, or not this episode, but earlier in the anime. And they kind of said, to me at least, it was kind of like a show of like, we're not going to cross this line into like, we're just going to have like all these children dead in the hallways. And then this episode, they're like, ha, gotcha, we're doing it now.
Gotcha, spooked you,
Yeah.
scared you, fucking.
Yeah.
No,
Just-
it was almost like the school was going to be the safe haven.
Yeah.
Like it was going to be like a neutral ground, and then they just like threw that out the
They're just
window.
like, they were just like, you know what?
Hardcore.
Everyone getting killed. Everyone, who cares? Everyone fucking dying left and right.
those two boys, when our main dude comes around,
When
the
they
corner
thought
and
that
he's got the
Shinichi
two
was the
girl-
fucking-
the-
yeah.
and then they go to run around the other corner and get slaughtered. I was like, oh, come on, damn it, man! Like,
yeah, dude.
so close.
Or the fact that they actually did the play of like, oh, the girlfriend's fucking dead. Oh wait, no, it's just a girl that looked like her from the back. It was like,
dude, that's
fuck.
something I want to say. Is I feel like the writing at like I've always been impressed on the little details here and there on the show so far, but like the dialogue writing I think has gotten to another level.
It's good.
Like
it's really
just
good.
that little point of making that repeating line of "Sorry, I thought you were someone else." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm getting shivers just thinking about it again."
That
was good.
No, that
I think
yeah.
before we go too far past this, before this, well, we do get the flashback, which is cool. We can talk about that, but we also see that when the artistic girl is following.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, I was about to go back to this when she's following Shimada.
Shimada, right. And he can.
Are you talking about when
see
he gets
that
hit with the baseball?
The parasites can change their face. Oh,
she sees
that
that
too,
part.
sure, but
Yeah.
now we know that parasites can. He's the only one that we've seen that with, though. Like, why hasn't the teacher changed? Since we know her whole deal now.
No, she did change her face.
The teacher changed her face.
Or I don't know if she changed her face, but she's at least she looks different. That's true. I know what you're saying because you don't know if she just like took a different body. Like
Yeah.
Just
Well, I
taken
guess
a different body.
it's also probably just to not confuse us as the viewers, but I don't know.
Huh?
It seems like
I guess
that
that's
could
fair.
be-
We haven't seen a lot of aliens like literally just like fuse their face in a different way. But he's done that a couple of times. Yeah.
He's like a master of it, kind of. Right
Yeah.
now.
Well, and maybe that's a thing with like the difference of the intelligence progression too. Like maybe they don't understand that they can do that until later. Because like otherwise, yeah. But I thought, well, like my big thing was like I was getting really upset with her because she sees him literally change his fucking face in front of her, and she's like, "But is he an alien?" I was like, "Bitch, what else would she be? Like what?" And then she sees the even more glaring one when she like is looking at him around the corner at the school and a fucking baseball just like cleaves through his fucking head. And
Dude, that was wild. Literally, I was like, why did like I thought they were pretty solid. Like, how did it like blow a hole? Like his head looked like the mountain that Piccolo shoots a special beam cannon through in the first arc of Dragon Ball.
That's exactly It literally looks
dude,
like a fucking like cannon was shot through his fucking head.
Yeah,
And it's
I
just
was like, dude, when did they become so fragile?
well, and I don't know. I don't know if it
threw me
was
for a loop.
yeah, and I don't know if it was just that he didn't notice, and because it's just like a bunch of weird alien muscle that it just gets cleaved through like that, or if he like maybe moved it out of the way or something, or like I don't know. Like, I don't know, but, like, ultimately, she sees, like, a giant hole in this dude's head, and then he puts his hand up, and the guy comes over, like, "Oh, man, I'm so sorry about that, are you okay?" And he's like, and he just, like, puts his hand down, and the head's back to normal, and he's like, "I'm fine." And she sees that, and even then, she's like, "You know, I think I should talk to him first." And I'm like, you wanna go talk to him first? You wanna go talk to him first?
I was so mad at her
oh
at that
my
moment.
God.
But she has a big crush on the guy. Like, you have to understand that.
Nothing like having a big crush on the fucking murdering alien.
Like, but imagine this. Like, the new girl comes to school, and she's, like, crazy attractive, and you think you might have a chance, and you think, well, she might be an alien, but you're also like... But I don't know any aliens. What are the chances?
I don't know any.
Maybe she's just, like...
Listen, but, like...
Special.
But, like... She hot though, so
Dude,
yeah,
okay.
I can change her.
This was one of those moments where, you know how we keep talking about how sometimes the show seems more like an action show than a horror?
Yeah.
This moment when she's sitting in her room, like having the mental conversation with herself, and she ends it on, "I'm gonna talk to him first." I was like, dude, it is a horror show. It's a girl, like it's some character doing some stupid shit that know is not going to end well. Like,
but none of this
moment was
compares to
dark
Kana.
room.
None of this compares to Kana. She was the most
Oh yeah,
infuriating character of this entire
oh my
show.
fucking god.
Wait, why was she infuriating?
Wait, okay. So last fucking thing was obviously, yeah, the way that ends after he's fucking murking everybody. Shinichi goes in and saves fucking Redhead, because of course he does. And then he gets the idea, because he wants to stay out of the fucking range, that he goes all the way across to another fucking building.
Oh,
and,
back to the school massacre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he just goes all the way across to another fucking building and takes that fucking baseball. Or whatever the...
No,
was
he
it
just
baseball?
grabs a rock.
Oh, no, it's just a rock. Yeah, it's just a fucking rock. And he just... Boom! Like literally Izuku Midoriya throwing the shot put, throwing the shot put with one finger. Just like, boom!
Yeah.
Like...
That's exactly... Dude,
yes.
it even... Oh, yeah, that's a good comparison. I didn't
How far are you in...
It's because I... What?
I'm sorry, this is totally off, but how far are you in My Hero?
Oh, I finished it.
I'm
Season
so
4?
much-
I
so
slammed through stuff, dude.
Yeah. So you saw his range attack stuff?
Hold up, whoa,
He hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen it.
Hey.
All right.
I'm
Off
sorry.
of my hero.
Listen,
It's so good though. It's so good though.
This isn't our group text chat. We're not gonna be.
Hey, you know what? Joe? You know what, Joe? This is just me getting back at you for that shit. Because you fucking put in the group text. You were like, oh yeah, ladder rock, and I was like, great. Now as soon as I see a ladder and a rock, now I'm just immediately thinking about that, and I totally thought about it as soon as it happened, and I was like, okay, but it wasn't that bad. But regardless,
as I was texting it, I was like, I think I'm the last one who's seen this episode, but I might not be, so I'm gonna try to be vague. But like, I couldn't. I feel so bad. I was shaking my head, dude. I even texted my family. I just
started fucking ranting about how like y'all have ruined every Smash character for me that's come out. Like I can't get fucking anything. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
let's get to Kana.
So he kills Shimada. Now we move on to the little, like the last two episodes, 11 and 12 of Kana, and I agree, Ethan. I was like, is she gonna come around? Because she doesn't seem that stupid, and then she absolutely 100% was that stupid.
Yeah, like I really liked the writing in these episodes because I understood the motivation behind both characters
100%,
really well.
Yeah.
It was just that I just felt his tension, like his pull in both directions.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it's because, like, I've been in a similar situation where, like, there's someone who really likes you and you're only giving them attention because you're, like, worried that something bad's going to happen if you don't. And that feeling is, like,
that's interesting. I never would have really fully connected that into, like, a real-world scenario, but I know what you mean. It's like on a slightly like smaller level. Like it's I totally know what you mean. 100%.
That's a good comparison. I didn't think about that.
And it really did, and it was really like that where God, she just keeps thinking that it's gotta be because she's connected to him, and she's gotten multiple moments of actual legitimate proof that she's recognizing multiple other people than him.
Yeah.
And but not recognizing them in the sense that she knows it's not him, because she doesn't, because she makes the mistake over and over again. But then she gets it in her head that she's like, no, I know which one's him, and it's like, but you don't.
No.
Like you literally don't.
Yeah, she even had a moment where she was like, she caught herself in her mistake, but then after that she goes and she's talking to him and she's like, listen, I know that I can tell you.
Yeah, right after she made the mistake. Yeah,
like you super can't. What are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you
and again, like I get it. Like it's just like what he said. It's like they wrote it in a way where it's like you don't understand. Like it's not that you don't understand why she's acting like that, because she's like getting obsessive and she's having all these weird dreams and like all that shit. So it's like you get it, but it's like exactly what he says. It's like when you've met that person, whether they're doing it to you or someone else, you're always like, Jesus Christ, fucking calm down. Like,
yeah.
Like, absolutely.
It's tough. But I think that obviously they had to kill her off, otherwise they would like her character was going nowhere. So it was
there was
kind of
nowhere
waiting
else
for that.
Yeah, there was nowhere else for it to go.
So I really am interested to see now, like, because I think Beanie Guy is going to be a bigger character.
I bet you he's going to come back around because he's fucking upset.
Yeah,
Like,
and
yeah.
he's so mad.
legitimately, like, I feel bad for that dude
Yeah.
with the current situation, especially because I think he kind of knows what is happening. He's just like refusing to recognize it.
Right.
As far as like, there are people who are like figuring out this guy is a parasite, or at least part of him is. Like, I think Murano like knows and refuses to recognize it, and I think
Yeah, because she doesn't want to. Yeah, she doesn't want to know. Like,
Well,
but she
I don't
does.
think Murano like knows the existence of parasites.
She
really.
knows that something, but obviously, like just
Oh
like
wait,
how
no, she saw the massacre. Duh.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
God, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. No,
And
But
she
she's-
also like saw
she,
this dude.
She knows something's off.
She's
she
like,
knows.
how are your legs after you jumped like 10 stories?
Yeah,
And
the
he's
man,
he's
the
like,
man's
"I'm
just
adrenaline."
pops out of the fucking top of the fucking school.
Yeah.
and he's just like, it literally like, it didn't even make a huge impact. He just like went, and then he was just good. And it was just like, well.
It was. I had this split-second moment where I was like, "Wow, good form," and then I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, wait, I'm back in the show." I was like,
No,
was like, wow.
I did really like how it was like this really interesting like mind battle that he was having with Kana, trying to get her to just follow what he's trying to say, and he's trying to get her to understand, and then he ultimately even fucking risks her and his life by like talking to her about parasites while Migi's asleep.
Yeah.
Like he even takes that risk.
And Migi-
Oh man,
When Migi found out, I was actually kind of worried like that he was gonna do some shit.
I was tense at that moment too when they were just.
But
sitting in his
what I
room.
think is funny is I think it's so funny is that Migi's so intelligent that he was like, of course she wasn't going to believe you. Like he already knows that she's so deep into this weird obsessive like path that he said all that shit and she doesn't want to believe it because it doesn't make sense with what she's been thinking. So
Right.
So
Yeah.
like immediately Migi was like, yeah, I had a feeling you did. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like
and
yeah.
Shinichi's whole like backup plan of even if she does spread the word, I can just say that she's a rumor
Right, because
spreader
no
in
one's
high
gonna
school
believe
girl,
her.
No one's gonna
Yeah.
believe her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Migi was like, "Oh yeah, that's a, you know what? Yeah."
Yeah, he's like,
Alright.
fair enough. But it's just, I love that, like, it even gets that far where he tells her, he's like, this is exactly what's happening. And she's just like, no, it's just not. And then
Yeah.
ultimately he tries to get her to meet up.
Well, she
What?
wanted proof. And
Right,
he was like,
but-
I can't
but
show
he-
you
but-
my hand because he's asleep, and so like,
Right.
that's kind of yeah.
But she should
like-
know. Like, come on, you know? Like, I understand that. And like, yeah, like, okay, well, show me your hand then. But like, he explained to you why. And I think it's a
Yeah.
dire enough reason of an explanation of why he can't. Like, I don't know.
So-
Ultimately, like, I really do. But the point is, I love how that built up into that. She walks into that fucking abandoned building that they went to before,
Oh
and
man.
because again, she thinks that she's feeling him, and obviously she's not. And then she goes in there and she turns that corner, and it's not fucking him, and it's just some other rando parasite just eating away. And
Oh, just.
and I love
chomping.
that she gets this idea of like, I'm gonna be able to run away from this. Like,
Well, no, like she thought he was gonna. She
Right.
thought he was gonna save her.
which obviously
So-
he's
'Cause
booking
it was
it.
just like her dream. It was like the White Knight's gonna come rolling in, and
Fuck
then
yeah.
he does.
Wait, he does
Just in time to see
her
her
die.
get stabbed
get
through the back.
dummy stabbed,
Just like fucking.
Like-
I don't want to spoil.
like fatty
gotta-
stabbed.
I gotta ask you guys though. So between the rock kill and this kill where
I
he
think
goes
this kills
berserker
hotter.
mode,
I think this kills way hotter, mainly because
Yeah,
it had an
this one
amazing
was hot,
phrase.
too.
It had an amazing fucking like one-liner right right before he goes in,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he's like Migi, focus on defense.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Migi's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
Migi's
yeah,
and Migi's like, what? And then he just starts fucking going, and you're like,
Oh.
he just
yeah!
rips his heart
And he-
out of his
Oh, dude, that was
chest.
so sick. He fucking slams him all the way through the wall, and like has his
Yes.
fucking heart in his hand.
That was
Oh.
some
Yes.
Mortal Kombat shit.
It was almost like Killua does in Hunter x Hunter. Do you remember that?
Oh,
You guys ever watched?
Yeah.
Where he just like has the guy's heart in a bag afterwards.
Oh, dude, Killua has such good moments. I
Yeah.
was thinking about that because Hunter x Hunter was one of those shows that super long. I love it. It's got amazing arcs, but I watched that one like so fast that I there are bits that I'm like I need refreshers on.
Dude, the end of
but-
Hunter x Hunter with the insects was
I
so
still,
good.
to this
so
day,
good.
have not seen a single episode of Hunter x Hunter.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we're gonna cover everything on the show. We're gonna be doing this when we're 90 years old.
I hope so.
There's constant material. No, but like, but the suspense coming up to the rock throw was really strong, and like I got to double down with Ethan. I had to stand up. I was so hyped.
Man,
this was one of those things that kept hinting at, and they left one more clue. This is gonna happen, and then it not only hits him, it goes through this man's chest, takes his heart out.
Yeah,
and slams him. It was
breaks into the wall, and then I like that the cops get up there like really soon after that, and they're like, Jesus Christ! They're like,
they're just like, what is this?
Well, and they said the same thing after the other kill too, where they were like, yo, like this is like so inhuman. Like, how did they? It not only burst through the dude's chest, but it smashed the wall in and sent the guy through the wall. Like, who the fuck did this? And they were like, I don't know. Like, are parasites fighting each other? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But like, I don't know. And so far, they still like don't have a good idea, but they are suspicious because
now the government has specimens, and they're doing tests. Yeah, and stuff.
Well, and we have gotten that nice section of like the boys sitting in the boardroom being like, shit. Like, do we just tell? Like, do we tell everybody? Do we not?
Right.
How do we do it? And then I really did like how they were like, here's a way that we can make everybody like check each other without them even knowing about aliens. And they just started the trend of just like pulling a piece of hair out of each other's heads as like a greeting, and they just made it like a little fad. And boom.
They did it in a way where it started through rumors. They didn't do one big publicity thing.
Yeah. Well, because it doesn't work. Because it doesn't work. Just imagine think about how many times you've seen a politician do some shit like that. Like I don't know, like fucking like Hillary Clinton going, what if we did Pokemon Go to the polls? Or shit like that, where you're like, that. Yeah, where you're like, bruh, come on.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I forgot
Fuck.
about that. Oh,
like, you can't do it like that.
I'm cringing years later for just the memory of that.
That is rough.
Hillary Clinton
That was a rough
some
one.
Gems.
That was a rough one.
She had some gems, man.
I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So where are we at? Where are we at? What?
Yeah. Before we do ratings, I just need a prediction from both of you on like, because my guess is that the next couple episodes are going to be before we get into the big bad, which I think is coming soon, because we only have 2 sections left, right? 3 sections.
No, we've got 3. Yeah.
So then I think this next section for sure is going to be figuring out the Murano thing, so that they can kind of like either say she's going to be part of this or she's not and she's gonna die or something's gonna happen.
Oh, his girlfriend?
Yeah, like what do you guys think is the end result of that relationship's gonna be?
I think that's a good question.
I get the vibe that she's gonna be around till the last couple of episodes. Not in the sense that they'll be in a relationship.
And then she dies, or
maybe. I just don't think they're gonna use that card until the last couple of episodes. Is the vibe I get. I just feel like they've been really pushing. There's so many scenes with them that I can't imagine they do it too early. I feel like now going into this next section is going to be a lot about him running into more problems than just parasites. Like having the feds on him and like having more people getting suspicious of him. I feel like that's where it's going to go.
One of them's a mayor now.
Oh yeah,
that whole thing. And now they've secured like a feeding zone, like what Migi said.
Well, yeah, because it makes sense. Because if you're in that position of power, then they can hide shit easier. So, yeah. Well, that's the big bad.
So
that's gotta be the big bad. Is the fucking mayor? It's gotta be. I can't imagine.
I still think it's the teacher.
It still probably is a bit of the teacher, though. That's fair.
All right, let's do ratings.
But back to Ethan's thing. But I think that.
Oh yeah, your prediction.
I think that there's going to be a situation where Shinichi directly harms her.
Oh.
I think
like he completely loses himself?
I think that might be a thing.
Well, we saw him lose himself at the end of episode 12.
Yeah,
He loses it.
I think he's gonna like snap his consciousness in a way, or she's gonna become a variable to, or she's gonna become like a collateral damage to a bigger goal of his, and he's gonna become so cold that he just does it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's gonna be my. I hope that doesn't happen, but I think that would be big.
Okay. All right. Well,
Ratings.
boys. All right. I think I'm at a point where I would call this show an A. I think that's fair. I think it's,
All right.
I think
I didn't expect that.
I think it's doing really good with what it's got. I think the characters are interesting and fleshed out, and I think that I still like the animation and everything, and like the action scenes look good, and like I don't know, like there's a lot of interesting like things happening all at once, and like I don't know, and again considering like what I just said at the beginning, like the fucking these 4 episodes, there was so much that happened in these 4, and I'm starting to agree with you a bit, Ethan, where I do very much see the higher appeal of a show that can condense all the bullshit out and just get to all the meat and just keep pushing all of the meat and not like sitting on boring shit. Like it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
So I think it's
love
an A.
that. I think the only
it's
thing
an
that's
A.
dragging this show is the Murano thing. That's why I want it to get resolved.
Yeah. I do want to point out that I don't know if y'all are like this, but in my specific lettering that I do, A is for like a really, really good show, but I also count an S tier in my personal alphabet list because I need shows that are like, to me, like so godlike that they're like untouchable. And and I have that. I have that as a tier when I talk about this stuff.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
For me, I think that because I thought about that too, because I was like, I'm reading all these things now, and I've never really done this before. I need to have rules for myself, and I want to include S tier too. And the factor for me is, in order for a show to earn S tier, I think it has to have some level of like a nostalgia factor. I think that's like.
Really?
I think that's like the X factor.
I think S tier is like inherently biased. Like at that point, you hit your bias zone where you're like, listen, man, I know that this might not be like it's probably just like an A or a B or something, but because of this, and this, I can't help but fucking love it, kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And most of them are probably shows that like, if you watch anime, you've seen this show.
Oh yeah, like like all the ones. All the ones in my S tier are like super popular shows that I think well deserve the merit. I'm just pointing that out, but ultimately I'm at an A right now for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta say I'm at an A too. After all that, I feel like I'm complimenting the show way too much to not.
It's just like it was a really good 4 episodes. It was really good.
Really good 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh man. But also there's just more and more conversations happening in the show that are like doing things where they question human nature in a way that I love. Like they have another conversation where Shinichi, I got some screenshot notes for myself that I'm looking at here, where Shinichi's talking to Migi like right before the rock throwing. And he's like standing behind a light pole, and he's saying, "We knew what Shimada was, yet we did nothing and left him alone. I think we're partly responsible for this."
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Migi's like, "You're saying peculiar things again," and I was just like, "Oh, it's a thing about human some human drive to right a wrong in spite of our safety, or like a desire to have good character almost, and morality and a sense of that." And I love that kind of conversation. But then also there's another conversation that took me back to freaking the first Pokemon movie. No, I'm not joking.
I'm all about it. I watched that newer version that they made on Netflix recently, so please, like I feel like I know what you're talking about.
So this is like the Parasyte's version of the council scene that we saw the humans have in the government, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's the teacher and a shadow figure, a silhouette figure at the table, and I think the teacher asks the question. The teacher lady Parasyte, she says, "What is the purpose of our existence?" And I am whenever anybody mentions that train of thought, I immediately go to Mewtwo, and I love it.
Well, and I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a really interesting conversation because it really is like, why the fuck are they there? Like, what is it all coming from?
And then the dude's answer.
Right.
The dude's answer says, the answer is simple.
Yep.
Man has become toxic to Earth.
Yeah.
And there was a need for a neutralizer. The teacher thinks, and the teacher says, "So I am nurturing a toxin within me?"
Yeah.
And I was just like,
So the parasites are literally Godzilla. They're just Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot that lore with Godzilla.
Yeah.
But I love that type of like verging on theological conversations. I love that sort of stuff, and I just it's good to see it. I'm at an A. Ethan, where you at?
I think I was at an A last time, but I'm still there. I think we're all at A's. I don't think there's anything going on in this show right now that I am not excited to see a resolution to.
For sure.
And I think that they've done a really good job in pacing the progression of kind of his fall into his inhumanity and like the darker side of himself.
Yeah.
And it's cool also that they're doing that and also making him more of a likable character along the way in a lot of ways, where it's like
that's true. Yeah.
He's become kind of like what we see as like a hero, but he's not at all the character he was in the beginning, which is
it's like
cool. And I think that, like you said, Joe, like he's gonna cross that line at some point where
you think so.
It starts to not be so heroic anymore. Yeah,
I think it has to, right? But and then it's gonna be that fight to draw it back in, if that's the case. I don't know. So yeah, I think you guys covered all the points that are deeper than that, but
yeah, it's watching him is like the fall of Anakin Skywalker, but better.
That's good. It's just gonna be like, do we get to see that Darth Vader scene or not?
Right.
Yeah.
I hope we get his. I was about to say like I hope
with me.
I hope we get one scene of Shinichi in some weird Parasyte Robo costume and he goes no, and then like it just ends like that's episode 24 and then it's just over. Fuck.
Oh, you know what I thought of? Because I saw I've been the platform that I am watching this on has a screenshot before, like when you're selecting the show, and I see the figure that we talked about earlier with he's just got a bunch of eyes on him.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that, and I was thinking about the transformation that Shinichi's already made so far.
Oh, do you think that's Shinichi?
I had that thought.
No, I never even thought of that.
Shit.
I was like, what if? Because his hair was down before he had glasses.
Now he
glasses
got
are
him
gone,
up.
His hair's up.
Guys, I got to pee. I'll be back.
He's just got to become more. His hair just gets slicked back one more step and becomes buffer and has lots of eyes. And I was like, dude, we already know that Migi is across more parts of his body. What if there's another event that triggers Migi to take over a little bit more? And what if that is
and that was like one of the things that I was feeling like that was gonna go in that direction, like just like what Ethan's saying, where he's got to go further. I feel like there's got to be something where, because ultimately this entire show really is about the fact that he's in a way he's still fighting with his own body. Ultimately, like he's constantly fighting for control with Migi. Because they keep bringing up, it's like Migi's there, and it feels sometimes like Migi is literally there as like a complete benefit and help to him, but then it's also very prevalent that Migi is only doing these things because Migi thinks it makes the most sense. And otherwise, Migi won't do those things, and also Migi will very specifically say he won't do certain things.
Yeah,
so,
There's
it's
a couple times in the bedroom and stuff where they'll
Alright,
be
I'm back. I'm
talking
sorry, I couldn't.
and- Oh, you're good. You're good.
You're all
But
good.
There was a couple times when they're talking in their bedroom where I started to get that tense feeling of I thought because Migi and him are starting to argue about little things.
Yeah,
Here and there.
it's just
and I'm like, oh,
very
I
good
don't
show.
like this.
Fucking good show. So,
Yeah.
all right. So now that we've hit halfway point through this show, since we decided we wanted to throw a little curveball up in the mix, we decided that every time that we hit either the end of a 12-episode series or halfway through something like this or whatever we may be doing, that we're gonna watch a movie to break things up a little bit, keep it fresh, keep it hot, keep it sexy. You know what I'm saying? So, Ethan,
I love this.
Ethan, what are we watching?
All right, it's my turn, boys. Step aside.
You won the show.
Winner,
pick.
winner,
You get to
chicken
choose
dinner.
the
Okay.
movie.
So I gotta walk you through my thought process on this because I felt like there was some pressure.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Oh,
because
you are the first movie.
I'm
are
the first
first
movie. And I was all over the place. At first I was like, okay, let's looking up some like top 10 anime movie lists.
And then you
I
just
was
and you just saw a list that was just like Akira 10 times, and you were like, wait.
No,
a minute.
yeah. And it
You're
was
like-
all like Studio Ghibli stuff.
Just Akira 10 times.
It was like the stuff you would think, like stuff
Yeah.
we've all seen and stuff
Yeah.
that like I would assume if you're listening to an anime podcast, you've seen Spirited Away and like
Yeah.
that kind of
that's
stuff.
true. It was literally probably Studio Ghibli and Akira.
Yeah,
That was like
if you
yeah.
haven't seen some of these,
I've
look up
seen
a top
couple
10
lists
list.
that were exactly like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm enacting the rule, no top 10
Oh fuck.
because
Aw.
for now,
Okay.
unless there's
Right,
some
right,
kind
right,
of like,
right,
Sure.
right.
unless
Okay.
it's like the 10th anniversary of something
Yeah.
or
we
like
gotta
whatever.
we gotta be prepped for our like episode 100 and like shit like that.
Yeah. Like we should save those for times that
Devilfruit
aren't
gang
this.
watch Mojo's top 10 list.
So then,
The Devilfruit gang Watch Mojo's top 10 anime moms list.
yes.
Where Ethan and
I would do that.
Ethan and I guessed the number one out the gate, and we got
Yes.
it right. It's the fucking mom from Gundam Build Fighters, and that's facts.
How, dude? I still feel like
remember
that
that
was some
night.
kind of glitch in the Matrix that
That was
happened.
wild that
Dude,
happened.
I remember that so well. I came home from work one night, and this was one of those exciting moments where Jacob comes out of his room, meets me in the living room, and is like, "Yo, this is what happened."
Yeah.
And then Ethan comes around, and both of you guys are just like, "No, Joe, like, this is real.
It's
We're
fucking
Yeah.
we're
real.
still flipping
We were
out about
watching
this."
it. We were watching
I
it
love it.
on some site that like the thing had like 300 clicks or something. Like Build Fighters is not a popular show outside
Right.
of like mecha heads.
Yeah.
And then we're like, God, that mom is hot. We gotta
Yeah.
see like if other people have recognized this.
Yeah, and we were joking as we were
Yeah.
watching the Watch Mojo, like, it's
And
gonna
then-
be the kid, it's
yeah,
gonna be the mom
we're, like,
from
kinda
Gundam Build
throwing-
Fighters. When, like, in reality,
can't
we're like,
believe
it's gonna
it.
be, like, in reality, we're like, it's gonna be Chi-Chi or something, and then we get to number one, and it's like, the mom from Gundam Build Fighters, and we were like, whoa!
I like spiked my beer on the ground.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
Alright, anyways, so...
So
Anyway.
Okay.
then
Movie pick.
I spent a lot of time on this, guys.
Okay, alright, Ethan.
So then I was kind of like diving into stuff that I thought we as a collective would enjoy or like
Appreciate
whatever.
you.
But no.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You don't care about if we enjoy
I
it as a group?
I just
No.
wanted the group to enjoy it, and I
This
said,
is about
"Fuck
this is
Jake and
about
Joe."
me, Ethan,
Yeah,
about
it
you.
is about Ethan.
and what I enjoy.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
claim
Oh,
your
no.
prize. That's
it's
a
gonna.
good
Is
mentality.
there?
Yeah.
Is there? Is
It's
there a
gonna be
high?
some One Piece movie.
Is there a haiku movie?
Joe guessed it.
man.
We're watching
Oh
One Piece.
my god!
It's so
We're watching One Piece, baby.
Oh my god!
Oh man.
So-
okay, which one?
This is generally considered. I'm not like very active, but I'm a part of like the One Piece Reddit and stuff. So
Oh my
Oh my!
a quick poll on Reddit says, which I agree, this is the best One Piece movie.
Okay.
Okay.
We're watching Film Z. It's just called Film Z.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's
Okay.
hot. It is hot.
I can't
I believe it was
wait.
in 2013.
I can't wait to not understand fucking anything
No,
that's going
no,
on.
no. You'll understand because One Piece movies are kind of like structured as one and
You
done.
can
It's like
jump in.
Okay.
the characters, the villains aren't shown in the anime itself. Like
Okay.
these are
all right.
villains for the movie.
Okay.
I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
If you're listening and you haven't seen One Piece or don't know what the movie is, look up a trailer because the trailer is just a hype train.
Dude,
It's a minute and a half. I'm going to be presenting it to these guys once we stop recording because it needs to be something we all watch together.
He's fucking
I figured out how to
nutting.
do it.
He's fucking nutting, dude.
I am so excited for you guys to
This-
watch this.
I'm serious. The last thing I expected from the first movie that we were gonna watch on here was a fucking Shonen Jump like anime
Yeah.
movie,
Dude,
Like,
but hear me
like-
out.
I thought you were gonna do one of those '80s movies that we were watching.
I did too. I left that recording thinking like I'm gonna hit these guys with like
the art.
I don't know something that's like
like having that
more-
conversation about fucking like Perfect Blue and shit, talking about all these like artsy
Yeah.
fucking movies, and then Ethan's like, no, One Piece.
I think One Piece is also gonna draw on some new viewers, which will be nice. There's a
He's
lot of
always
One Piece
thinking.
fans
He's always
out there.
thinking like the businessman. You got to get them analytics up. I
Yup,
understand, and
yup.
it's true, and it's factual. So, all right, fuck it. We watching
Jacob-
One Piece.
I think you guys gotta present us with the exciting news on our new platform.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
ready for it.
Oh
But
yeah.
no, but,
so
shoot.
fuck.
Yeah.
So
I'll wait
get
for it.
so get this, Devil Fruities. I'm gonna fucking push this. I'm gonna push it so
No.
hard. Get
I'm
this.
gonna fight it so hard.
Get this. Y'all already know we on YouTube at Devilfruit, and we on Twitter at Devilfruit Corp. That's right, CORP. I say it every fucking episode if you can't fucking spell it. I got really mad about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was that was some high school punk shit right there. Jeez.
Works rough. So you already know we on that, and you already know that we on our personal Instagrams at wherever you can fucking find it, bitch. But now, but now, Devilfruit Podcast is on Spotify.
Woo!
Woo! We
Spotify.
too legit to quit now. We on that real. We really podcasting. We up in the studio, and by studio
Yo.
I mean 3 separate apartments, and we fucking
Okay.
out here killing it.
Killing
Yep.
Ugh.
Fucking goofy over there. Yo.
Yup. Go.
Go.
You're right. Fucking bitch.
Oh man. Go. All right.
Oh my god.
There you go.
All right. We're on
Devilfruit
Spotify.
Podcast. So, yep. Next episode, fucking One Piece movie. Goddamn. All right.
Oh my god!
I'm
The
stoked.
Let's
fact
go.
that this is happening is so exciting to me.
All
For those
right.
of you who don't know,
Oh.
I love One Piece.
Okay. All right. We're gonna stop.
These
We're
boys-
Gonna stop. We're gonna stop.
These boys
We're-
I'm
don't.
stopping my recording.
No, we're stopping.
Damn it.
Tune in next time. We love you guys. Peace.